Vihaari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodhanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Vrajajana Ranjana Yashodhanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yashodhanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodhanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yashodhanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nittai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nittai Gaur Hari Bol. Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nittai Gaur Hari Bol. Ego Dharma Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nasta Prayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Reading from Canto 4, Chapter 25, title The Characteristics of King Puranjana. Text 52. Asuri nama paschadvas Taya yati Puranjanaha Gramaka nama Vishayam Durmadena Samavitaha Asuri nama paschadvas Taya yati puranjanaha Gramakam nama vishayam Durmadena samanvitaha Asuri nama paschadvas Taya yati puranjanaha Gramakam nama vishayam Durmadena samanvitaha
Asuri nama paschadvas Kaya yati puranjanaha
Taya yati puranjanaha Gamakam nama vishayam Durmadena samanvitaha Asuri nama paschadvas Taya yati puranjanaha Gramakam nama vishayam Durmadena samanvitaha
Asuri nama paschadvas
Asuri nama paschadvas
Taya yati
Taya yati
puranjanaha
puranjanaha
Gramakam nama
Gramakam nama
vishayam
vishayam
Durmadena samanvitaha
Asuri nama paschadvas Taya yati puranjanaha Gramakam nama vishayam Durmadena samanvitaha
Asuri nama paschadvas
Asuri nama paschadvas
Taya yati puranjanaha
Taya yati puranjanaha
Ramakam nama vishayam Durmadena samanvitaha Asuri nama paschadvas Taya yati puranjanaha Ramakam nama vishayam Durmadena samanvitaha Word to word meaning Asuri of the name Asuri Nama called Paschat on the western side Dwaha gate Taya by which Yati used to go Puranjanaha King Puranjana Gramakam of the name Gramaka Nama called Vishayam the city of sense enjoyment Durmadena by Durmada Samanvitaha accompanied. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Jai Srila Prabhupada. Translation. On the western side was a gate named Asuri. Through that gate, King Puranjana used to go to the city of Gramaka, accompanied by his friend Durmada. Purport. The gate on the western side of the city was known as Asuri because it was especially meant for the Asuras. The word Asura refers to those who are interested in sense gratification, specifically in sex life, to which they are overly attracted. Thus, Puranjana, the living entity, enjoys himself to his greatest satisfaction by means of the genitals. Consequently, he used to go to the place known as Gramaka, material sense gratification also called Gramya, and the place where sex life is indulged into a great extent is called Gramaka. When going to Gramaka, Puranjana used to be accompanied by his friend Durmada. The word Vishaya refers to the four bodily necessities of life: eating, sleeping, mating, defending. The word Durmadena may be analyzed in this way. Dur means dusta or sinful, and Mada means madness. Every living entity who is in contact with material nature is called mad or Mada. It is said, Pisacher paile ena mati channa haya मायाग्रस्त जीवेर हया से भाव उदय प्रेम विवर्त. When a person is haunted, he becomes practically insane. When one is in an insane condition, he speaks all kinds of nonsense. Thus, to become engaged in the sense gratification, one has to accept a friend who is Durmada or badly affected by the material disease. The word Asuri Nama Paschadvaha are significant in another sense. The sunrise is first visible for the eastern side, the Bay of Bengal, and gradually it progresses towards the west. It is practically experienced that people in the west are more addicted to sense gratification. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself has certified Paschimera Loka Sabha Muda Anachara. Chaitanya Chaitamrita Adi Leela 10.89. The more one goes to the western side, the more he will find people disinterested in spiritual life. He will find them behaving against the Vedic standards. Because of this, people living in the west are more addicted to sense gratification. In this Bhagavatam, it is confirmed, Asuri Nama Paschadvaha. In other words, the population on the western side is interested in an Asuric civilization, that is a materialistic way of life. Lord Chaitanya consequently wanted this Krishna conscious movement to be preached on the western side of the world so that people addicted to sense gratification might be benefited by his teachings. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamavyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitanscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Vancha kalpatarubhascha kripa sindubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivashadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Namah Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Mukham Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna. Translation. On the western side was a gate named Asuri. Through that gate, King Puranjana used to go to the city of Gramaka, accompanied by his friend Durmada. So here we are discussing about the 9 gates of the city, which is also called as 9 doors of the body, openings of the body. So till now we have discussed about upper openings of the city or the body. Those are like eyes, ears, nostrils and mouth. Now we are discussing in this text or sloka verse about the lower openings of the body or the city. So here especially we are discussing about the gate which is towards the western side, that is called genitals. So here it is called, this gate is also called as Asuri. The name of this gate which is the western side is called Asuri. And King Puranjana used to go out from this gate to do sense gratification along with his friend called Durmada. So in the purport we can see Prabhupada has nicely explained about this gate and the friend who is accompanying the Puranjana called Durmada. So here Prabhupada says this gate, western side of the city known as Asuri, is especially meant for Asuras. And who are the Asuras? Asuras who are especially engrossed or completely towards the sense gratification or very much interested in sense gratification. Those are called as Asuras. Or else we can say those who are not interested in spiritual activities, those are called Asuras. And who are interested in spiritual activities, they are called as Devatas, right? So Danavas is also called as Asuras, right? Danavas.
Both are same category.
Okay. I have confusion that. Okay. So Devatas are called one who are interested in spiritual activities or dharmic activities. But Asuras are one who are not at all interested in something good activities. They are always willing to have sense gratification. They are hankering, running behind this only one activity called sense gratification. For that sake, they can do whatever they want. They can even ready to put their all their blood, all their energy and achieve that kind of sense gratification. So those are called Asuras. So here especially for discussion about genitals, especially it's not recommended for the brahmacharis to hear, but here Bharatam is speaking, so we have to discuss little points about that. So especially here Prabhupada says sense gratification, Asuras especially interested in sex life. So they use this especially the gate or the genitals especially for the sense gratification for sex life. So if you see these kinds of doors or gates, 9 gates which are there, or 9 holes of the body which are there, so 2 activities can be done. That is one is like inputs what we take, and other thing is like what we outputs what we get out of this come out of these gates. So these 2 gates which we are discussing, like this sloka today, today's sloka and next sloka about anus, which it discuss about like especially we use for outletting or flushing our waste through that, and we use these senses especially for the sense gratification. So that's what Prabhupada is saying here. So thus Purajana, the living entity, enjoys himself to his greatest satisfaction by means of the genitals. So Puranjana was thinking that he will get the greatest happiness by enjoying with the genitals. So especially if you see, now Puranjana, when he was searching for a right place for the sense gratification, so he enters into the city, especially no while searching, and now he is trying to enjoy having sense gratification through these gates, and within the city trying to enjoy. And after some time we can see further in the further slokas or the further progress in this chapters, we can see Puranjan was frustrated out of this city. He was not able to enjoy completely, because those senses are not cooperative. His body is not cooperative, it is no more cooperative to him. So in that sense, like Puranjana gives up, understands, comes to an realization. So even though here normal public also, when they are staying in a city, they want all kind of facilities within the city to enjoy. And here a living entity who is there, who has got this human body, he also need few things to enjoy, to sustain. For example, like we need to have food, water, air, these all things. These are basic things which we need to supply to the body. Or else, like the body will not be functioning properly. So here the things which we are taking, like food, water, air, is like kind of input. But sense gratification is something like which we wanted to use our genitals, where we are what we call, our energy is like going out. So in the Shastras also it is recommended, like we should not like misuse our genitals in a wrong way. Now we should use in a right way according to the Shastras, according to the scriptural injunctions, and according to the guidance of the authorities. We should rightly use in a right purpose. Only one purpose is there, that is for progenation. We wanted to increase our family and engage them in the Krishna conscious activity, then only we can use them. Other than that, like it is naturally been used for doing some activity that can be done, like that can be taken care nicely. So no need to run behind getting some kind of sense gratificatory activities through that. So that is kind of misusing our senses. So here Prabhupada also says, like these western gates are kind of Prabhupada says, like eastern side generally we see sun rising, and the sunset will happen on the west. Similarly, whoever progress towards the east side, they will be like progressing towards the knowledge, and the one who is progressing towards the west, they will be like going towards the darkness, because whenever there is a sun rays, there will be light, and there will be things we can perceive as they are. So means like we will be having a right knowledge. And when there is a sunset, means there is darkness, and in the darkness we can't see the things as they are, and darkness is illusion. So when people like progressing towards the west, means they are going into the illusion or darkness. So Prabhupada also says here, saying that the sun rays generally from the eastern side, Bay of Bengal, and it gradually goes to the west. And Prabhupada compares this, like since wherever there is a sunlight, sun raises up, those regions are spiritually enlightened. They are naturally practicing spiritual activities. But when we move towards the west, so western side, when you see, people are not at all willing to practice or willing to know about spiritual activities. They are completely engrossed into the material activities. So western side is little very much difficult to see the people who are spiritual. Prabhupada says, like west are addicted to sense gratification. So sense gratification means like asuras. So asuras are not at all interested in spiritual activities. If they are interested in spiritual activities, then they are not called as asuras, they are called as devatas. So here Prabhupada clearly says like how this western sides or western countries, they are completely engrossed into the sense gratification. Day and night they work hard, very hard, just to have some sense gratification. So, and if you see this body has two kinds of activities. So when we see, the Prabhupada here clearly says, Vishaya means the bodily necessities of life, the four bodily necessities of life: eating, meeting, sleeping and defending. These are the four activities. So which we can see these four activities in animals also. So then what is the point of saying that you have a body, human body? So there is something which is different than which can segregate some kind of differences between the body and the animal body, human body and animal body. So there is only one thing, that is like human body has higher intelligence, and animals that doesn't have any higher intelligence. If you see now these eating, sleeping, mating, defending, even animals are much better than us. No, for that fact, like we can say, humans are struggling to increase these kind of fields, like they want to increase, like for example, for mating, they have some kind of drinks which give some kind of potency to enjoy more. But these things are required for human beings now, because they are thinking, if I increase my potency, I can enjoy more. But that leads to ultimately for suffering also. But if you see in the animals, no, they didn't do all these things, but still they are happy, they are enjoying, they are much much better, because we are so conditioned, we need some kind of externals. But animals doesn't need all these things. Now they can do much more sense gratification than us. And if you see, like for example, dog all the time, what it does, it doesn't work. It generally goes around here and there, eats and sleeps, and little bit it will bark in the morning or evening, it will bark, that's all. And it is happy, it's able to maintain his own family, and it is nightly able to procreate so many children. So but humans are struggling a lot for doing this. Now we can say, like animals are much better than in these four activities. Animals are much better, far better than human beings. And if you in the case of defending, if you see, defending is also for sense gratification. We defend so that we can get some higher sense gratification. They intelligent people, they create some mission guns and some kind of security items and all gadgets. So ultimately, like what they do, like if someone enemy comes, who is going to put some kind of trouble in my sense gratification, then he can defend him with this kind of equipments. That's all. So means that also generally leading towards his sense gratification, using these kind of things for sense gratification. But animals, they do much better defense than us. We can see, like if you wanted to harm a bird, if you go near to it, definitely it will immediately it will fly off, and we can't even fly and go and catch it, chase it and catch it. No, we can't do it. Now we will wait till the bird should come. We'll put some traps, and till it comes, then we try to catch it. Now out of many trials, one may be successful, that's all. But all the time it will be failure only. So those animals are much advanced in defense also, we can see. So but what that makes the difference between the human beings and the animals is only one thing, that is humans have got higher intelligence. And if you see, we got this higher intelligence, whether we are using it in a right way, So that is a question. Since we got this higher intelligence, we are not using our intelligence in the right way. So we can see, like, there are two kinds of activities which we can do with this body. One is positive and one is negative. Negative is like, which we generally use our body in sense gratificatory sense gratification especially, and we use our intelligence in what we call to how can I have the best sense gratification. We use that our intelligence in that. This is kind of negative aspect of our body, human body, using our human body in a negative aspect. So positive aspect of a human body is use our right intelligence, what we have got it in a right way, that is using it in understanding the spiritual aspects. So it is said in the Bhagavad Gita that whoever goes towards the knowledge, they attains mukti. So knowledge means like kind of what we call enlightenment. Enlightenment that leads us towards the perfection. So when we use our right intelligence in understanding this, about the spiritual aspects, then we are using our body in a right way. Other than that, if you are not using in this way, then we are not using in our body in a right way. So similarly, if you see, even this material nature has two aspects, that is avidya and vidya. Avidya is kind of negative aspect of a material nature, like she puts the living entity into the illusion, avidya, where he thinks that I am this body, I am this body, and this is mine. He thinks all the time. So only he forgets that real vidya, that is I am the part and parcel of Lord, and he forgets that, and he thinks himself that he is this body and this belongs to me, this is mine. Then he goes from vidya to avidya. This is the negative aspect of a material nature. And what made us to come to this level? Because of a strong desire to enjoy this material nature. We wanted to enjoy this material nature or do sense gratification. That desire made us to be avidya, brought us to avidya. And if you see, this jiva and the body, jiva is a spiritual and body is material, and spiritual cannot enjoy with the material. That is impossible. But since how we are able to enjoy? Because only one thing, that we are completely desired. We have a strong desire, so only we are able to enjoy. So only we got this human form in this material world, and we uses our senses, knowledge acquiring senses, with which we are misusing into sense gratification. So the positive aspect of material nature is vidya. Vidya is like as we have discussed, it is also a material aspect only. So vidya, the one who is in a vidya, he is in a mode of goodness, but still he is being bound by the mode of goodness. Still he is in the three modes of material nature. He will be like in this material world only. That is not our ultimate thing. The one who has vidya, they can easily attain mukti. They can go towards the mukti easily. But that is not the ultimate thing. If you see here, ultimate thing, what Prabhupada discussed also, like he expressed his heart that saying, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to give this spiritual knowledge to the Westerners so that they can come out of this sense gratification. They can take this benefit and come out of the sense gratification. So here if you see, when we talk about Vidya, which is also comes under this three modes of material nature, so but the ultimate thing is different. The ultimate thing is like, as we discussed, like, I am the part and parcel of the Lord, I am the servant of the Lord. He is the master. My only thing is to serve him. That is, this understanding is much higher than the Vidya. And this understanding makes us to enter into the spiritual platform. Vidya will lead just to the higher planetary systems, where we can go till Brahma Loka. What is the planet? Satya Loka. I'm getting Satya Yoga. Satya Loka. So there, till there we can go, reach. But to come, go beyond these three modes of material nature, we should understand this, and we should only worship Krishna. Because why we should only worship Krishna? Because in one day of Brahma, Krishna comes with all his features. Swarupa. Krishna comes with all his Swarupa. Swarupa is like, full of his opulence. It's full opulence. With full his qualities, he comes once in a day of Brahma. That is 1,000 yugas. So this is the cycle where Lord Krishna comes with full potencies, full opulence to show his leela to the fallen conditioned souls. And if you see, the highest thing, what in the spirituality, the highest thing is like, we say like, prema or bhava. But above that we have other aspects also, like Mahabhav, which is the highest thing. And Mahabhav, who has this kind of Mahabhav? Srimati Radharani. And here, for the fallen Kali Yuga souls, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes to give this Mahabhav, Prema, that highest bhav for everyone, each and every jivas. Not only the jivas who are elevated, but also the fallen, who are, yesterday we are reading in this Chaitanya Charitamrita Adilila 7th chapter. It is said like, he also very much merciful towards the offenders also. He gives that Krishna prem to even to the offenders also. He is ready to forgive them whoever takes the shelter of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And we are fortunate that in this yuga, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in the mood of Radharani, he came to deliver us. And for that, the witness was the Jagai and Madai, right? And they are offenders, they are like blasphemers. So, but Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so merciful, he delivered them. So, and we are very fortunate, like on this next 2 days we are celebrating Gaur Purnima, the appearance day of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and especially people are very happy or very merciful on their birthdays. So on the birthday of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is more merciful. So we can beg for his mercy and give us that kind of bhav, highest bhav, so that we can always remain in the spiritual plane and worship Radha and Krishna. So with this I would like to pause here. So any questions or comments, correction?
So this Mahabhav is not this only experienced by Srimati Radharani and like Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And the only other person it is mentioned is who is that? Madhavendra Puri. So nobody else can experience that. So it was just mentioned like that. Radharani and Mahaprabhu. Jivas. So this is also I heard. What is it also I heard? I'm sure. So anyway, today is Narendra Modi's disappearance day. So like generally, people in general cannot have. So Mahaprabhu distributed pure love of God, but that stage of Mahabhav, so that is something that is not experienced by anyone. And then this aspect of Vidya means knowledge. So more the knowledge increases, more they go to higher planetary systems. But the knowledge in its pure aspect means Brahman realization. So that means liberation. So then somebody knows that he is part and parcel of Lord and is meant to serve the Lord. So that is a superior quality of knowledge. So the initial quality of knowledge is we are different from the spirit. Sorry, we are different from the matter. We are spirit. And next level of quality of knowledge is matter is there, spirit is there, and the Lord is also there, who is the controller of everything. Knowledge of Paramatma. And the next level of knowledge is that that Lord is very lovable person, so like to serve him and things like that. So that the knowledge goes. So if there is some ignorance is there, then we will be there in the higher planetary system. Good amount of knowledge, but little ignorance, then higher planetary system. So no ignorance means like liberation. This dog was an example was very nice. How he is nicely maintaining. Yeah. Very aram se he is maintaining his family. Bindas.
ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की